All right, everybody, welcome to Base Gardening. So as you might be able to hear in the background, it's not raining that hard anymore, but it's a pretty nasty rainy day out. But that's okay. It's doing all the watering of my garden for me. Let me get a sip of coffee. So I just got in the mood to have some pasta, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my own noodle in kind of a something sort of like a penne style, which is really easy. So here are the things that you're going to need. Of course, you're going to need some flour. Actually, would rather have all-purpose flour here, and this is bread flour, but that's okay. It still works, but the all-purpose would give us a little bit of a nicer, more, softer noodle if I had that. And we're going to need an egg. I recommend doing an egg noodle. It's by far my favorite. You're going to need, you don't even really have to have some kind of measuring cup, but if you do, it helps. You're going to need a rolling pin, of course, and then you're going to need something like one of these. I've got this plastic straw, which I prefer to use because it's not tapered. It's perfectly the same roundness all the way across. Or you could just use a chopstick. And this is going to be, once we've got our noodle all rolled out, this is going to be to roll the sheet around it and cut it off. And there's one more thing I'll have later. I'll have a little bit of water. Actually, I have some water over here in this thing. I can just use that. That'll be fine. I just need to be able to get my finger wet and just run along and make the noodle stick when I'm doing that. But that comes later. So for right now, we're just going to get our egg in here. Like so. But one thing that I want to do here is I want to get this egg yolk kind of all broken up in here and get that going around. And this is actually so simple that you don't even need salt, because when you boil your noodle, you're going to salt your water. So as I'm scrambling this egg with my finger, I'm just going to kind of incorporate some more flour, incorporate some more flour, and if I decide that I don't have enough flour, which I don't think will be the case, because I've kind of measured this out before, where I know that in general this is the right measuring cup for one egg. What is that? That's a quarter cup. But you might have different size eggs. All these things are always up to the person. Okay, I pretty much got this all incorporated now, and I'm just kneading it a little bit. Okay, so it's been a few minutes, so let's get this out of here. Going to want a dough cutter as well. So what I find works best is to just give it a roll like this direction, and then to just turn it 90 degrees, and then just give it a roll in this direction, and you just keep going like that 90 degrees. You just keep going like that until you've got something that's relatively thin enough. That's for rolling out the whole sheet, okay? But what I'm actually going to do today is I'm just going to take off the portion that I want to use to make my noodles today, which I think is going to be about this much here, and I'm going to get to the rest later. Just put those over there. And then I'm just going to start rolling this out, and this small little piece is going to be a lot easier and faster for me to get rolled out. Okay, you just get some more flour on there as needed. So anytime you see it stick like that, you just need a little bit more flour there. It's not a big deal. So just gonna get that rolled out. I hit the camera. Everything okay? Yeah. All right. All right, guys. I've got this pretty thin now. So what I did was the one that I had cut off before. I can't remember if I filmed that or not. I think I did. Yeah. I cut off a section. I cut that in half, and then I rolled this really thin. So it's about that thin. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my plastic straw, and I'm just going to roll this up until that joins right there, and I'm going to get a little bit of water on there. Just wet that down a little bit more. Just wet that down. It's just water, and then just roll that onto there, okay, and cut that, okay, and then you've got that's basically formed, and that would be a big noodle. So I'm just gonna cut that, and it kind of like, you can just kind of like reopen it there, you know, like that if you want. It doesn't, it's not a big deal. Reopen it, don't reopen it, whatever. And then as I get farther down here, I'll end up with something closer to noodles, and then I'll end up with something very small there. Okay, and there we go. And this is the first noodles I made from that first little section that I cut in half, which was just a tiny little section off of the ones that I made. That's not quite enough for a pasta dish, so I've got some more work to do. But there we go. There they are. That is how to make a homemade little kind of penne noodle without ridges, but that doesn't really matter because sauce is going to get stuck in here anyway. All right, guys, this is the final product. Let's see how we did. This is homemade tomato sauce, which I can do in another video. Homemade noodles. Oh my God. It's better than you're gonna get in a restaurant. It's so worth doing it yourself. Base gardening, thanks.